Alright, welcome to this episode of No Munimation. This week we are starting the first cocktail series of Gundam Wing. The first one is going to be off of Heero Yuy, the protagonist, but before I get into that, I'll tell you a little bit about Gundam if you don't know anything about it. Gundam Wing is the first major US release for the Gundam franchise. Maybe not the original release of a Gundam franchise, but it's the first major one. It received very high ratings on Toonami's block in 2000 when it came out. It originally aired in Japan 1994 and 1995. Now, it's not the first giant robot cartoon or anime in America. Robotech and Transformers both were in the 80s. So, our first drink is going to be based off of Heero Yuy, the protagonist of the show, played by Hikaru Dorikawa in Japan and Mark Hildreth in America. He flew the Wing Gundam and all of its iterations, respectively, throughout the series. He even flew the Epion and Tall Geese, so he is arguably the most skilled pilot in the series, which is why I decided to do a cocktail based off of him. Alright, so for this first cocktail, the ingredients you're going to need are whiskey, cranberry juice, our cinnamon simple syrup, a lemon, ice, and mint. Now, mint wasn't on our ingredient list that I gave everybody. That's okay. Mint is cheap. I don't expect you to be making this cocktail every night. If you do want to do that, excellent. Our tools list. What we're going to need is strainer, shaker. If you don't have a cocktail strainer, you can use the protein shaker. Muddler for the mint. Now, I'm going to be using my jiggers so that you can get your proportions right. You're going to be needing a peeler for the lemon, and it's going to be made in our wonderful rocks glass. Alright, so first thing we need to do is get our cinnamon simple syrup in there. You want half an ounce of your cinnamon simple syrup. We add 1 ounce of cranberry juice. I want to put some mint in there. Now, we don't need a lot of mint like in your general mojitos. We're only going to get 3 or 4 there and muddle that in. But you don't need to tap it down too hard. We're just expressing flavors. The final ingredient that we need to add is our whiskey. We're adding 2 ounces of whiskey. We want to add a handful of ice. You'll always want to put more ice in the cocktail than there is liquid. Then we shake it. Now, if you notice, I've got my fingers on both the glass and the shaker. That's so that it doesn't escape me. If you're not comfortable doing that, 2 hands. And then we want to strain all of this into our glass. Now, the final cocktail doesn't have any ice in it. It's meant to warm up. It'll help express the mint inside the whiskey, as well as with the final lemon garnish. That will help bring a sweetness about it as the temperature rises on your cocktail. If it stays cold the whole time, those flavors aren't going to mature and expand. Now, when you put the lemon garnish on, all you need is just 1 swath. See, you just straight across and pull it off. That's all you need. And you want to give this a little bit of a twist so you can express some of those oils. That's how you make the Heero Yuy. It's a very simple cocktail to make. I would let it sit for about 30 seconds before you drink it so some of those flavors can mature. The ingredients and directions are going to be under the description of the video. Leave me a message in the comments saying whether or not you enjoyed it. I do like to know these things. You can join me next time for another episode based on Gundam Wing. Who's it going to be? You'll just have to watch and find out.